some you want to do something novel. So you have to know what others are doing. So collaboration is very important. And these days we have improved this collaboration practice. You have marks in NAC, like for collaborative activities, for linkages, MOUs, all these things. So you collaborate with others and you do a lot of activities. So for the present day needs, for the present day students, so we need to think in all these lines. Next slide. For that, technology is very, very helpful in our education. And you can see how these technologies are connected with each other with cloud. So there is cloud in the middle, cloud network, if you can see. So cloud is connecting all the devices. So cloud, you don't see that, but it is our servers. So whatever server it is, it might be the institutional server, it might be the organizational server, maybe Google server, Yahoo, Microsoft, any server. So we connect with the servers so that data is uploaded, data is downloaded, data is shared. Why data sharing? Why do we need to share? Why? Hmm? Earlier we did not share and we were doing good. We did not have this Google Meet or Zoom or sharing anything. Nothing was there. But still our college was top rated. Bhavans has been a top rated college. Like Nizam College is there, City College is there, Women's College. Where they're all top rated colleges. There was no sharing. Still it worked. Then why do we need sharing now? Yes, correct. So the main point in sharing, especially in education, is ubiquitous education. That is education for everyone, education everywhere. Like if I'm there, I'll be very much interested to pursue some course in MIT. I can't even dream of getting a visa to go there. Maybe I get a US visa, but not to study in MIT. You need a lot of credentials for that, and it needs a lot of finances because it's very costly. If you see one course in MIT, it's costing you so much. Every course is very, very costly. So for us, people like the developing countries or the underdeveloped countries, for them, it's very, very hard. But if that institution prepares this e-content through cloud networking, they share it, they upload it onto the cloud, they share it with the world. Then a person like me, yes, I can do a course from MIT. So one such course I did from edX, through edX, IPR, Intellectual Property Rights, International Property Rights Law. So that was a course I did. It was so nice. I mean, the speaker was very good, professor was good, content was good. So I could learn like how foreign people are also similarly following the intellectual property right laws. They are much similar to what we have. So what are the slight differences we have from India and then going to the US? So all these things. But if I wanted a physical class with that person, maybe that would be nearly impossible. I would not have done it in my whole life. But with this kind of sharing, that person was so generous. He prepared the content and he put it for free on edX. I could do that. So institutions have the responsibility of sharing knowledge with the world. That's how we are. So we teachers are for sharing knowledge. We are not here to beat the children, make them disciplined, all these things. Those are all part of the work. But what is our major role? Sharing knowledge. And how do we share that? So if it was physical, we did that. But now there is a facility that we can do it online. We can share it with the entire world. Make it available to everybody, whoever is not able to access this. Not everyone can get a seat in Bhavans, right? It's on demand. But if some teacher is making course, or maybe they make some e-content, share it, few modules on YouTube, yeah, there might be many students who can get advantage of it. They make use of it. So that's how technology has become very, very important in education. For browsing, like OERs, you want to browse, you need technology. You want to know what the world is doing, you want to search. So how people have advanced. So you need to share what you have done. You need to collaborate with others. You want to go with meetings, online meetings with people in the foreign countries. So everything has become easy with the help of technology. So I don't say that's the only way, but for now it has been much easier to operate through technology than doing it physically. Next, ma'am. So there are two characteristics for e-learn. One is synchronous, and the other one is asynchronous. See, for e-content development, you need not know all this terminology, but still, while studying about that, you might be able to understand like what kind of content I'm going to develop, or like what should be my approach towards something. So you will get few ideas. So that's the reason we go step by step, like what kind of learnings are there, what kind of teachings can be there, what kind of approaches will be there, how to implement, what are the challenges, all these things. First of all, we understand, then we start developing our content in that way. So that's the reason we put all the technical terminologies. But don't be scared with the terminology. Even if you don't know, that's fine. You just understand how you develop your own content, because your content will be unique. It will not be plagiarized. It will not be a copycat of somebody else's. So it can be unique. You can do it like creativity. What we said, creativity is the first thing what we do. So you add creativity to your content, just deliver it. So synchronous learning is interaction of learners with the teacher in real time, supported by media. You can take the support, but in real time, we do that. And the other one is asynchronous learning, which is at own pace. At own pace is, I told you, we have few programs in Swayam also. You can do it on your own pace. You don't have any interaction, no feedback, nothing from the instructor. So you will do it on your own, or like YouTube video also. You can watch it whenever you like it. So you need not interact with the teacher, and there's no timeline, there's no deadline. So there's nobody with whom you are interacting. You are doing it at your own pace. So these are the two kinds of learnings which students would be interested. So depending on the need, if it is only a supplement, they would go with asynchronous kind of learning. If it is a credit based thing and they want it on time, like if they want to finish it in 1 year, they want to finish it in 6 months, like the diploma, or maybe some orientation course, or maybe the degree also. Your PG, some PG degrees are also available, some UG degrees are also available. So if they want to do it on time, then they want a real time interaction with the instructor or with the content provider, so that they can get the credits quickly or immediately. So these are the two kinds. Depending on the needs of the students, they would like to proceed with this. Next one. So coming to the formats of e-content. So we are saying e-content, e-content, e-content. Is it only a video? Is it only a YouTube video or a Swayam lecture? This is what we think. But there are other formats also which are e-contents, like PowerPoints or documents, websites or blogs, videos, screen recording tools, audios, surveys, quizzes, games, LMS, learning management system. So among this, everybody is doing everything. I'm very sure you're doing all this. But when we say e-content, we just think it is our video which has to be there. I should get ready properly. I should sit in front of the camera, talk, and that should be it. That is the e-content. This is what we think. But electronically, E is electronic, you know. So electronically, if you can share some content, some resource, you prepare and you share, then that is your e-content. So you can do it by the help of all this. Now I am presenting a PPT here, and I give this to you for studying, for watching, and that is also my e-content. Or I prepare a PDF document and I share with all of you. That is also a content. So how we prepare all this, how we share with others, that's what I'm going to focus. I'll tell you the example, like how for the synchronous learning and asynchronous learning, how we are using the other platforms like Swayam. No, it is. Yeah, you are sharing, but not as a teacher or educator, but you are publishing what you have done. You're sharing your knowledge. But you take that document and you share with everybody. You put it in the website or on the blog, or you give it publicly. Yes, then that can become the content. We say OER. What is open educational resource? In that you will have this easy accessible articles also. Yeah, that also will become the part. So next, you see this is one of the popular platforms where we can find a lot of e-content and MOOC. I'll tell you the difference between simple e-content and MOOC. So MOOC is also e-content, but with some extra additional features. But Swayam has been very vital in spreading the knowledge of content creation to people, especially among the universities because of the credits, approved credits by the UGC. And if we want to produce one course and then give, how do we do that? That is also another question. So there will be advertisements on Swayam sometimes. You can check for that. Your Swayam local chapter also will get the emails saying we want video lectures in so and so subjects. This is the syllabus. They give you the syllabus, they give you the subject. You have to take the approval from your authority. So if it is registrar or vice chancellor or your principal or MD somebody, you have to take permission from them, write a synopsis on what you are doing, and you send it to UGC. If they are happy with what you have given, they will give you an approval letter. They will release some amount. And you take that amount, you can hire cameras if you don't have in your institution, develop content. Step by step, you can send that content to them slowly, and they'll slowly release the entire amount. So the amount will be around 12 lakhs to 15 lakhs something for each course. So it all depends on what paper you're taking and how much they have offered and how much you are offering, all these things. But once you are approved, then your e-content will be available with Swam, or you can also become a Swam course coordinator. You can offer one course. So under MOOCs, it's not under e-content. We call it under MOOCs. So that is massive open online courses. That is a different one. But I'll tell you how we develop this and then how we move towards MOOC. But Swayam has been very, very vital in making people understand that the e-content also is credible. It can be taken or approved for credits. Students can learn from that. They can undergo evaluations, exams, assessments can be done through that. So everything was properly given, properly uh, accessed by the students and everybody. Everybody in India, if you are under UGC, you know what is Swayam, right? So we'll see how this Swayam thing is working and how the e-content is vital in developing this. So we have video lectures, self-assessment test quizzes, specially prepared reading material, then an online discussion forums also in Swayam. And there are 4 quadrants in this Swayam. Ma'am, next slide. So those are e-tutorials, e-content, discussion forum, assessment, all these things. I will not talk about all that. Next, ma'am. So if you're interested, you can just go through this quadrant 1 e-tutorial, which contains video, audio content in organized forms, animations, simulations, video demonstrations, virtual labs, etc., etc. So this is the thing what we talk in e-content. So how we do all this and how to approach. Next one. This is quadrant 2, ebooks, illustrations, web resources, references, links, etc., etc. Next slide. Quadrant 3, assessment. And next, ma'am, quadrant 4, discussion forum. So earlier we did not have discussion forum for Swayam, but after feedback from many of the stakeholders, they have introduced discussion forum also. So now it's complete. Swayam is complete and it's good. Next, ma'am. So Swayam is offering MOOCs, we said. So there are other platforms also which are offering MOOCs, which are like we have Coursera, edX, then we have Canvas, iTunes Builder, Open Courseware Consortium, etc., etc. There are so many platforms. Ma'am, next slide. Okay, so I'll stop here now. We'll see this slide more. The redefining role transform learning from push to pull. So while talking about e-content development, so initially I told you about the generations and how our thinking has to change or how our uh, perception towards that circumstance has to change and how the presentation also has to change. This is what was the important thing. And when you see this, now it is the time to redefine everything. Redefining is like not redefining Newton's laws and all, but the way we teach. So teaching means earlier it was only like chalkboard. You take that, go. Even if you write, it was good. Even if you don't write, you just talk to the students. Still, they were very happy. But the things have changed because students are well advanced. There are many students who are advanced because from their childhood onwards, they have facility, access to everything. And for 5 years or 6 years, they can tell you so many things which you even don't know. They can tell us. They ask questions, we don't have answers sometimes. So students are advanced. Okay, there are few other students who are always on the phone and they don't think of anything. They just dull and they don't understand anything. Even if you ask something, what is the capital of India? They don't know. There are so many people like that. So there, it's like extreme ends. You have this end or this end. So our class will be a mixture of both. Then how do we cope up with that? That's a big challenge. If you have people with similar things, like a little bit up and down, then it's okay. You can approach them very easily. But if it's not the case, it's very extreme. Either this side or that side. Then how we change our teaching style and what kind of learning environment has to be created for the student. So that's what is shown in this image. If you see, one is centralized learning, the other one is learner-centric learning. So now it is earlier it was centralized learning where you had learners and you were pushing it onto them. You don't take any feedback from the students. You just push. It's like giving lecture. Come, tell what you want, put everything into their brains. If it is goes, it's fine. Otherwise, he's good for nothing. Okay, that was the days. But now you want feedback from the students. You want to know where we are missing out, where we are lagging, or what is the need of the student. So that has changed. So here we are taking the learner's interest into consideration. Earlier, it was not like that. It was only the teacher's interest. If teacher liked something, he would tell that. Even the syllabus was framed like that. I have seen few syllabuses earlier. If that professor doesn't know that, he would avoid that topic. He would remove that topic. That paper will be removed from the specializations. Why? So that was not a learner centric kind of thing. It is only a centralized training or centralized teaching. So the teacher wants to teach what he wants, not what the student wants. So the environment has changed to the learner centric learning. So now you know learner is at the center, not the teacher. Now the learner is at the center. All the teachers around him have to think, can he cope up with this? Can he do this? Is he meeting his needs? Is he going to get placements? That is also important. If your institution is not giving any placements, then do you think you can stand in the race right now? No, they don't like it. They don't want. Because people can get money from everywhere. They'll get scholarships also from the government. So they can go to any place where the ranking is good. They get placements very easily. Even if the teaching is not good, if the placements are good, you can see that college is full, like especially engineering colleges, if you see. So they are focusing on the needs of the students. So that's not learning, but they are focusing on the needs. So the present day needs. But as a teacher, we need not focus on placement always. So placement thing is taken care by the placement cell. But still, when you look at the child, look at the student as your own child, you see what is the outcome of your course. Specific outcomes, outcomes. So how are we doing that? So learner-centric kind of learning allows you to think more about the outcomes of your course and also what is the output of your course. Okay. So in that, it's all a pull method. It's like pull method, whereas the centralized thing is a push method. Ma'am, next slide. So there are MOOCs, massive online open courses. Then we have the spectrum where it shows how the learner experience interaction is clubbed with learning dialogues, then learning by doing and learning extension trajectories. So all these things are put as an orchestration. So you might think, what is the connection with e-content to this? Yeah, I'm coming there. So while you develop your e-content, these are the things which have to be put in mind. What are we doing? What content are we developing? Are we developing a TikTok video? Yes. Please think while you're doing, is it like a TikTok video? Is it like a YouTube short? Is it like an Instagram reel? Is it like a Facebook story? Or is it like a learner centric module? So for that, we should know what are the things to be incorporated into our content and how we develop that. So these are the things which have to be kept in mind, like the dialogues and maybe some practicals which you do and you show to the students. And by extensions like you connect other links, connect external links to your content and you make the child learn that. So all these things have to be kept in mind slowly. And there's one one short video for this same slide. If we have time, what is the time? It's 11:30. Ma'am, when to give break? Yeah, I'll show one slide and give break. Okay, right. So this is a video. Maybe at the end, if we have time, I'll show you the video, which is for LCM model, learner centric MOOC model. So how he has done and how it has to be done. There's a short video by somebody. That's very interesting and very useful also. If not, I'll share that link with you. Maybe you can watch it at your own pace. Now, yeah, we can do it.
When we are creating our MOOCs, it is not sufficient to simply focus on information transmission and making accessible the various activities that one would do in a classroom. It is necessary to ensure that we follow learner-centric principles. The LCM model helps instructors to create MOOCs which are learner-centric in nature. The LCM model consists of learning dialogues which promote concept attainment through learner interaction, learning by doing, which is a formative assessment activity, learning extension trajectories which advance learners learning along diverse paths, learning experience interactions which cultivate peer learning through focused discussions. In addition to these elements, it is important to keep in mind the orchestration. That is the process by which the course team designs the interactions for the learners as well as assists and guides the learners through the MOOC. Now that you have seen the different elements in the LCM model, imagine a typical classroom scenario. Can you identify one or more of these LCM elements in this scenario? Pause the video and write down your answer. After you are done, resume. Some of you may have thought of lectures and demos. Some may have thought about activities. Others may have thought about additional resources that are provided, and some may have thought about discussions. Now, let us see how these map to the LCM model. In going from the traditional model, be it a classroom or a MOOC, to the learner-centric MOOC model, what we need to keep in mind is, instead of simply creating lectures and demos and making them available, we now create learning dialogues or LEDs. Instead of simply making activities and homeworks available to students, we now create learning by doing activities or LBDs with customized feedback. Instead of simply making discussion forum platforms available to students, we now have learner experience interactions or LXIs. These are driven by focused questions and exploit the power of peer learning. Instead of simply making some resources available to learners, we now have learning extension trajectories or LXTs. These help diverse learners advance their learning along their own chosen paths. Instead of simply making the contents available to the learners, we now orchestrate the course through these LCM elements in order to provide a rich and connected experience to all the learners in the MOOC. Now that you have got a glimpse of what is the LCM model, many of you must be eager to get into the details. We will now take you through the journey of creating LEDs, LBDs, LXTs and LXIs. Thereby,
So if you are interested more, you can take the link. You can watch the complete video. It's just 4.5 minutes, not so big, but you can try. You can keep practicing with that. Now you know how that has changed. Initially, how we were doing, and now how they have changed the approach towards MOOC. So again, the next slide, ma'am, the last slide which I'll show before break. That's the difference between MOOC and e-content. Next slide. Next. Yeah. So you see the e-content. So I spoke about OERs also. So I think OERs is there for you for your program. Somebody else is teaching that. So take heed of OERs, which is very, very useful if you want to do research, especially, and you want to train your students. Then OERs will be a very useful topic because you will save a lot of money in that. You get everything for free. You can access so many libraries, so many thousands of articles can be accessed, so many books can be accessed, and you can publish quality research with the help of OERs. So OERs provide e-content in 4 quadrants. So everything is open educational resource only. Like if you have a YouTube video, that is also open. You're not paying for that. If you get it for free, that is open. And it can be accessed where no teacher support or handholding for students is available. So this is the main thing. So there are several institutions which cannot afford. Like there are few private institutions whose financial status is not so great, and there are government education institutions where the teacher recruitment has not happened, so they don't have a contract teacher also. So it's all gap for the students. So for such kind of students, OERs is very, very helpful. It's a boon, I can tell, because from zero to having something is just great, very, very useful. And they can do it at their home. They need not go here and there. They can watch it on their own device. They can learn on their own device. So that's the advantage which e-content is giving to the students. And coming to MOOC, so MOOCs are specially given by our Swayam, Coursera, edX, everything. They are all MOOCs, which have this assessment kind of thing. Evaluation is there, feedback system will be there. There can be a real-time interaction also with the teacher. At the end, they can also offer credits to you. So it's not only just learning, but they also add some benefit, advantage of getting a certificate, where the MOOCs have teacher-student groups where the MOOC coordinator teacher interacts with the learner. A learner can get a certificate or credits on successful completion of MOOCs course on Swayam. So this is the basic difference between e-content and MOOC, but MOOC also contains e-content. Just e-content is not a MOOC, but in MOOC we have e-content. So that's the basic difference. So here I'll stop. You can take a short break, come back so that we continue with what are the specific tools, useful free tools I'll tell you, which you can use for developing e-content. Okay, right now.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for highlighting about challenges the 21st century is facing education system and highlighting on few techniques which can be implemented. Now I request all the faculty members will break for the tea. I request all of you to join for the tea in the adjacent room. I request you all to resume here in few minutes so that we can avoid the delay. Thank you.